Hello. Welcome. It's good to see you here. So we're here for another VR. This one is Defeating My Soul 1212, and she did the hashtag show us your decks. And this one is fun because it's kind of really random. So it made it a lot of fun to do. So let's get started. The first one was a deck you want to use but hasn't seen any time in your reading space or on your reading desk. And this one I know a lot of you have seen, but it's new to me, and it is the Light Seers Tarot. I got this, I don't know, it hasn't been that long ago, in a lot with a few other decks. And here are the backs, and I'm not going to show a lot because I'm sure 99.9% of you have seen this deck already, but it is new to me. And it's one that, especially coming into summer, that I think I would really like to use and to get used to. The artwork is, I like the modern of it. And if you see a tail, my cat is trying to get in the camera. Let me move her just a sec here. There we go. It never fails. Get the camera going and some animal will show up to get in it. Anyway, back to the deck. I like the colors and the modern art style. And so this is one that I do want to start using and seeing what it has to tell me. And that's the Light Seers Tarot. And I don't know who created it, so I apologize for that. It's not on the box that I can see. All right, so the next prompt was show the deck that is the 12th from the right on your tarot shelf or storage area. So I chose the one out of my main storage area because I have, like many people, different sections. And it was, let me find it here, the Mythical Goddess Tarot. It's by Sage Holloway and Katherine Skaggs. And I actually don't use this one very much. I received it, it's been years now, in a in like a little raffle drawing thing that I was in. So here are the backs. Those are really pretty. And it does have elements for the suits. And they've changed some of the names of the majors. The majors have a goddess associated with them. And I really do like this deck. I like how the borders are different. I know that's not big for some people, but I actually really like it. There's Gaia for the world. So I thought it was elements, but this is seas for water. So maybe not like complete elements. There's wind, Lilith for the emperor, and they named it power. The Palladian star goddess for the star. Yeah, and then they also have different titles for the court cards. So it has been, updated, changed a little bit, but it's easy to grasp. It's not one of those that you really have to think about why, what the crone is. It's pretty easy. Or what the suit is. I've had decks like that too, where even the suit, I'm like, all right, sorry about that. The cat jumped up again. Go figure. It's becoming very annoying right this minute. So that was the Mythical Goddess Tarot. That was my 12th from the right. Let's see here. What is next? A deck I am contemplating on rehoming. And I actually had a couple. The one I chose I have two of actually Collette Baron-Reid's older oracles, the Wisdom of Avalon and the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. And both of these I'm not really connecting with. So I was thinking of rehoming them. I love Collette Baron-Reid, don't get me wrong. It's just, I think these older versions, the way the decks were or the artwork is, here's the backs. This is the Avalon one. Is not my thing as much as her newer artwork. I don't know who did the artwork on these either. So, but then when I think about rehoming them, and then I pull them out and look at them, and I'm like, no, I think I want to try to work with them. So I think I'm going to end up having them for a while still. I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. And it's not that the artwork is ugly, it's just not my vibe. And I'll show you the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms too. They come with really good book. Collette has really good books that go with her decks. Like the messages in them are amazing. So this is the back of the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. So I don't know. It's just, I look at them, I think, no, I think I want to try to work with them. So we'll see if I end up rehoming them or how long it takes me. They are on my, kind of like Lisa Pepez says, her purgatory. They're kind of in my purgatory. Like they're not in my regular collection. They're not on my desk to read. But I still haven't completely decided to get rid of them. And like I said, there's absolutely nothing wrong with them. It's just not my vibe. So those were a couple that I am contemplating rehoming. We will see, because when I look at them, I'm like, oh, I should use this and test it out. And then they don't go anywhere. So we'll see. Nothing wrong with them, really. The next question or next prompt is a deck you don't store in its original box and why. So actually, this is the same you've seen before. It is in this chunky bag and it is the soul cards. Because I bought both of them. I don't know where I saw somebody, it might have been Lisa, had combined her soul cards 1 and 2. And I really like that. So that's what I did. They have 2 is the reddish and 1 is this dark blue. And I like keeping them together. Now there's no way you can shuffle these. It's a lot to try to shuffle when they're all together, but I have found that if I sit there and just kind of contemplate for a little bit holding them, and then, just kind of go and find where they split and cut, that I get the card that I need. They have been, washed, shuffled together at some point. But yeah, I'm sure everybody's probably seen these also. I love these cards. They go so deep. And sometimes you're like, what is that? And then something comes to your brain and you're like, oh, okay. And I love how everybody sees something different. Whatever the message is that they need, that's what they're going to see, where somebody else will see something different. So yeah, this is why I don't keep them in the original boxes, because I have them all together and it's so chunky. Now the original boxes are actually kind of cool because she set it up with like a window cut out, so you could use it, prop it up like a frame around each card. So if you pull a card and you want to sit it out for a while, it's framed instead of just on a card holder. So that's nice the way they did that. So you can really contemplate on them and look back on them. So yeah, that was the soul cards 1 and 2 that I don't keep in the original boxes, because they are one chunky monkey when you do them together for sure. All right, let's see. Next, a deck with more or less than 78 cards. And for that one, I think I have a couple like that. But I chose the Wandering Star Tarot by Kat Pierce, and mine is also not in its original box. And the extra cards, if you haven't seen this, these are the backs. I love these cards. They're colorful, they're fun. I like the card stock. It's matte. It shuffles nicely. It's a little big for shuffling, but the way the cards go together is nice. And I just did that and just hid, like a dork, the extra cards. There's one of them. There we go. Anyway, so these are the extra cards that come with it. The Mother Star, and it says yes down there. And then the Creator, and it says no. And in the book, there is a little blurb for those cards also. Right there. So it talks about the cards. You're not just stuck with a yes, no. It goes deeper. And this book is really good because it talks about the card and also has, every card has a quote. So it's sometimes the quote is the thing, and the other cards have keywords too. The quote is the thing that really kind of stands out. So like the Creator, the quote is, "Your no is a sword that cuts away the non-essential so that you can live the fullest life." That's by Bethany Webster. So it's a good little book. I love this deck. I love how colorful it is. And also this deck has keywords around, 3 keywords on each card, kind of in the picture of the card. Like around here. So it's a really good deck when you're just not feeling that up to it. You're not in a thinking state. This is a good deck because it kind of gives you the message right there. The more common keywords. So I like it. I like it, especially, it's one of those when I'm not feeling too well that I like to do because of the colors and the ease of use of it with the keywords. So that's the Wandering Star Tarot. The next one is a deck with a cloud on the box. So now we are back to Collette Baron-Reid. This is one of the newer ones, and there's clouds on behind this card on the box. And this is more, when I said the other artwork isn't my vibe, this artwork I actually really love. Here are the backs. And I just think it's fun. I like how it's colorful, but yet that softness to the color. And it does have the title of the card. And again, her books, the messages are amazing. And it does have that, this is my favorite card, by the way, Between the Worlds. This is kind of how I feel a lot. It's my favorite. It does have kind of a dreamy message with the artwork. This was actually the first Oracle deck that I ever bought, was this one. A friend of mine had brought it to a meetup and I absolutely fell in love with it. So this was the very first one. A leg up, look at that. Little polar bear, the baby one climbing up. Love, love, love. And then here's the book, and it is a chunky little book. So on each card, she has the essential meaning, the oracle's message, and relationship message, prosperity message, and protection message, depending on what you're reading for. If it's specific for prosperity or love, relationships, there's more specific messages. The oracle message is more of a general one, and the essential meanings is like little key phrases. So it's a good guidebook. Love this deck. Wisdom of the Oracle. Let's see. Next we have, excuse my arm going across there. A deck that I've never shown on my channel. Well, I haven't been around that long, but it's this one, Lucid Dreams. It's a beginner tarot by Saint Soleil. And mine's in a little tin. This is the second edition. And it just comes with a little white book. Here are the backs. And it's got the beautiful rainbow, colorful foil on the sides. And I got this because I thought that it was a really neat idea. And actually came out pretty disappointed with it. It has the keywords for upright and reverse, and it has the elements and the zodiac signs for it. But for me, and it's a small deck, I mean, it fits in your hand nicely. They could have made this bigger. They could have made the picture a little bigger, the words bigger. It's just really hard to see. And I was actually really kind of excited for it just to have the different keywords there for different studies. And then I actually thought if I liked it, I would pass it on to my daughter. And now it just sits there because I was very disappointed in how it came out. Because I think it's so cool, but I know I'm getting old, but it's just hard to read. And I really do read tarot off the pictures more than the keywords. So it would have been nice to have that bigger. They are like photos, collage. I don't know if it's collage, photo editing. Anyway, so that's why I haven't shown it because I don't use it. Maybe someday I'll get over my disappointment and pull it up. I do like that 3 of Pence with the 1940s women, working women. We'll stop on the devil. I like the devil is in parentheses. That's interesting. Anyway, so that's one I hadn't shown, the Lucid Dreams Tarot. It's a beginner tarot. I just thought it'd be really neat and very disappointed. The next one is a deck with another animal besides a lion on the strength card. And this one I chose Unfinished Business, a Ghostly Tarot by MJ Cullinane. This I did get off a Kickstarter. Here are the backs. It is a big, it's more closer to oracle size than tarot size. And then this is the strength card. So it's got a Tibetan Buddhist monk and a tank. And he's standing there, he has a lotus around him. And I love this strength card. I think it must go back to like Tiananmen Square. If you've heard of that in China when they had people standing in front of tanks decades ago now, but I think that might be what it goes back to. This strength card just to me shows true strength. And I love it. And then if you haven't seen any of the others, all these cards, all the characters in the cards have a story about how their life was and ended. And so there's a bigger book that goes with it with all the stories. And even the little guidebook has the stories too, just not as deep. It's a really nice matte card. I don't know what you call this, like buttery. I like it. It just is oversized, so it's hard to shuffle. But it's really nice to work with ancestors with this deck too. You could probably do past lives good with this deck also. But everybody in the cards has died, and it's about their life and death, like what led them to their end time. So that is the Unfinished Business of Ghostly Tarot. Get that in there. The next prompt is a deck that comes in a box inside a box. And I have a few of them because I have, the archetypes and wild unknown spirit animals, but I chose this is the Mystical Shaman Oracle. And this is by Alberto Villoldo, Collette Baron-Reid, and Marcela Lobos. And there's the book, and it is a box in a box. Now, some of my boxes and boxes I've just given up on, and I put it up, but I like them on my shelf, the bigger boxes, and I like to keep the books with them, so I do keep some of them out that way. Let's do the book first. So the book has a picture of each card. It is black and white picture, the essence, the invitation, and the medicine. So I read all three. The medicine is kind of like if it was reversed or something, but a lot of times it just goes deeper for me. And I don't read reversals. I definitely wouldn't do reversals in an oracle, but that's basically what it is. Really good messages. Here are the backs. And I love the artwork. I think it's beautiful. I use this actually to connect to my Native American ancestry. And it really connects me really well with it. But I think it's beautiful. I guess they do box in a box when the book is bigger. And it just makes it neater for packaging. I don't know. Maybe not. So yeah, it's gorgeous. Love it. It's one of my favorites. And I love the colors. I said that, didn't I? Oh, well, there's the moon. So that was the Mystical Shaman Oracle. And that's one that I keep the box in the box. Next is a deck that would not appear in a top 10 decks video. And I wanted to pick one that I actually use. That's not just one that's just sitting there, so it'll never be in a video because it just sits there. But I wanted to get one I actually use. And I chose the Chakra Wisdom Tarot by Tori Hartman. And this one I read, kind of basic. I read it for chakra readings. Here are the backs. They're color coded, obviously, for the chakras. And I actually wrote on here the main keywords for each one. So if you see some writing, that's what I did. And she does it a little different. It's interesting how she does it, because what she does is in her book, she will go like the eights. Let me start it at the beginning. So if you go to the root chakra, and then it talks about the root chakra and the meaning, and the aces and the eights are included in the root chakra. So then she talks about each of the aces and the eights. So they're connected. And she does it for each of the chakras. And when you go through it, she has it divided into different levels. So like here's Major Arcana level 2, which is the Chariot through death. So, and they're connected to chakras that way too. So she has a whole system for it that's interesting. It just doesn't always make for a quick read, but I do love using this for chakra work. But because it's so specific for me, and not as often, it'll never be in a top 10 video. Just for those reasons. But I love it. I love how colorful it is. Again, I like how it's color coded. And the way, since it's a chakra deck, I mean, that really does make sense. She color coded the chakras. So yeah, that was the Chakra Wisdom Tarot. I'm having trouble talking. And she has done other tarot oracle cards to Tori Hartman that I have somewhere. Next is a deck that I associate with the color green, and I associate the Enchanted Forest Tarot by Lunea Weatherstone with the color green. And mainly, I mean, the backs are green, and it's very earthy and like in the woods for me. You're like in the woods with this. I love the guidebook. Full color pictures talking about it, and then meaning at a glance and a closer look to the card. It's a really nice guidebook. The suits are changed a little. Spells are wands, boons are pentacles. She also changed some of the major arcana. The wise woman is the high priestess. Visions. Is that right? Visions or swords? See, I get them mixed up. I still have to look. No, challenges would be swords. What is visions? I always have to look them up. Anyway, they have been changed, and the court cards have been changed. But I love how this reads. This is my spring and fall deck. I just feel it more in those times, but to me it's so green because it takes place in a forest, probably in Celtic land, which is very green. Yeah, this is one of my favorite decks too. I've had it for quite a while. And then the white heart is the magician. So that is the Enchanted Forest Tarot, which is my deck I associate the most with green. Then we have a secondhand pre-loved, thrifted, or pre-owned deck. And I have a few because I would get them from people or get them off Etsy, not Etsy, eBay. But this one actually was given to me by a friend, Tarot of the She by Emily Carding. And this is the time of year that I like to come out with this deck. It is a Fae deck. If you didn't know what the She was, that's the Fae. It's got a little book here. So it just talks about the card and gives you keywords, and then artist notes as to why they did the card the way they did, which is really interesting, and I like it. Here are the backs with the spiral. Now these have also changed the suits on them, so it makes it even harder because I haven't used this one as much as the Enchanted Forest. But I love the artwork. It kind of just fascinates me. Like I could just stare at it and take in the colors and the figures and just stare at it for a while. So this is the Tarot of the She. Love this deck. I say that a lot, but if I'm showing it, I probably love it. If I don't love it, I'll tell you. All right, so that was one that was actually gifted to me. Then we have, I might be out of order on this, but a deck with the most used guidebook. And that one I chose the Star Tarot. This guidebook, the Star Tarot has so many symbols in each card. And the guidebook goes through every single symbol that's in the card. So this is the Five of Swords. It's got the astrological, the lunar cycle, and keywords. Then it talks about the Five of Swords. And then when the card appears to you, what that could mean. And then it goes through each symbol that's on the card, from the green star to the hearts and swords to the background, the swords in the background, the cross. And it is kind of a RWS Thoth deck. But love this deck. It's definitely one I love to go deep with. and prefer to use the guidebook. Here's the backs. I've showed this before. It's super colorful too, so I love that. I love colorful decks. But there are so many symbols in each card, from the birds that are shown, the fish that are shown, flowers, insects, colors, everything, and it's all in the guidebook. Isn't that beautiful, sun? Love that. So yeah, this is one I definitely have to go to the guidebook. Love the guidebook. And rarely read without the guidebook with this deck. Like, I feel like I miss so much if I do. So that was the Star Tarot. It's by Cathy McClelland. And that's the guidebook that I use the most. It's a good guidebook. I didn't show you how big it is. It's really chunky. Next, a deck with water on the box. So I'm going old school. It is the Gilded Tarot. This is vintage. I don't remember what year this is, but there's the water on the front. This is still in print, but I definitely believe that the box is different. It came with cards with spreads on them. And this is by Ciro Marchetti. So yeah, it's still in print. Actually, there's a mini in print now too. I like the colors on it. And it does kind of color code with the gems. So that's nice. It's not like the border color coding, but the gems are color coding. I want to say that this is like 2000. And yes, I know those of us that are older, that seems like yesterday, but it's considered vintage now because it's over 20 years ago. So yeah, my deck's a little older. So I don't know if the newer decks have the same border and the same gems on there. I don't know how much has been changed in more recent printings of it. So that is the Gilded Tarot for a deck that has water on the box. And that card is the High Priestess, which I think is interesting. All right. Now we have a deck with my most favorite card ever and why. And I actually chose two decks, 3 cards. The first deck is the Everyday Witch Tarot, which I'm sure it's been around a while. It is my go-to, my second go-to deck because I have 2 of them when I don't feel well. This one is the first one I would go to actually. And then the other one that I mentioned would be like the next one. But there are the backs, and it is the Tower in this deck because you know she took that tower down herself. Like, she has the power over that. I love that. And then the next one is this Temperance card. How it's so true to today's thing where you're doing yoga, you're eyeing the cupcakes, you've got work over here, you got your water and your fresh fruit, and you're trying to balance it out between work and your spiritual life and your health and the sweets and everything. Also, this deck, by the way, has a cat in every single card, which love, love, love. So those are 2 of my favorite, all-time favorite cards from the Everyday Witch, which is Deborah Blake, maybe, is the author, creator. Don't hold me to that. The other card that I chose is out of the Ostara Tarot. And I don't know which author did this particular card, but the authors on it are Molly Applejohn, Eden Cook, Krista Gibbard, and Julia Iredale. and it is the Four of Cups. And I love the expression on this person's face. I love how she's kind of got her nose in the air, snotty, but she's holding her rabbit. Like she is all that, and she is going to ignore you because she's just not going to do it. Kind of like maybe a teenager, a little bit. I don't know, but I love this card. I just think it does the Four of Cups so well. So that was my other favorite card from the Ostara Tarot. And that, I think, is it. So I'm so glad you stopped by. Please like the video and subscribe for me. I'm still working to get to that 100. I know it's been a crawl, but I would really appreciate it. And if you have any decks you want to see or any ideas, please message me, comment down below, and I will see you next time. Bye.